What's up, guys? My name is Jake. Welcome to a very different video. This is my commentary to the video I made called Explore Disney's River Country 2017. There's a few things in this video, in the making of this video, that I thought I didn't really necessarily explain it on Twitter or anywhere publicly, so I figured I should just make a video, a comprehensive video of all the different things that occurred while I was making this video. And as you can see, we just went through the opening scene, which I love the opening scene to this video. The opening and ending scenes to this are I'm really proud of it. I'm really glad this video turned out the way it did. Yeah, so this whole video was filmed on April 26, 2017. A very, very hot day. Florida was going through a drought in April, and it hadn't rained for literally weeks. And this day was yet another day where it was unbelievably hot. It was difficult to find a day to go because I was afraid that there would just be too much sun. If you remember watching my 2016 version of the River Country video, you'll remember it was very cloudy. I really liked the aesthetics of that. Too bad I filmed that on the Nikon, which looked absolutely terrible. Also, another thing, when I was here, I learned that that they are doing some construction work with the fence. They are sealing River Country off. I'm still very confused as to why, when I was filming this part down by the lake, this was one of the last things I actually filmed. But I was really pushing my limits in terms of how close I can get to that fence right there. And one of the cast members on a golf cart ultimately came up to me and told me to leave, and that's why I filmed that last, because I knew I may have been pushing what I was allowed to do. When I got here, though, I knew what we went to River Country back in 2014. Yeah, it was 2014, because I was with Justin. And when we went there, we couldn't even get past the gate because it was too late in the day. I think it was around 3 p.m. And they had already been setting up for the Hoop-de-Doo review, or whatever it's called, the dinner show there. So we couldn't get past it. So I knew in the back of my mind that I needed to go there around 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. And I think this is when I filmed this at around 11:30. And I probably stayed in the area for about 4.5 hours. I was there for a long time. And one of the mistakes I made, because it was so hot, like I said, I didn't have any water with me. So I constantly had to keep going back to jeez, that's a, what? what? I forgot the word. All right, anyway, voice crack. Jesus Christ, Jake. Anyway, yeah, so I had to keep going back to the food area, the quick service area, to get free water, and so it was very difficult filming this in the heat. One of the things I learned is I don't take heat that well. Anyway, I got a lot of comments asking me how I even got back here, and people are like, "Oh my God, Jake, you're trespassing." I'm really not. It's just wide open, and a lot of people don't know that you can just walk right in. It's very, very crazy that all of this is still open, and that they haven't demolished any of it yet. But yeah, as you can see, I don't really like to show it because I don't like to encourage breaking the rules. But it was roped off. Much of the entire park was roped off, so I did need to go under the ropes and maybe take them off every once in a while. As you can see, the rope is magically off its post there. I don't think it really matters. It's just those ropes are there for the dinner show, and not for River Country anyway. So I don't think it matters. While I was setting up I switched two different lenses while making this video, and you can kind of tell when, like this for instance, this shot right here was done on my fixed 14 millimeter, and this one was, oh, maybe not. The saturation is a clear distinction between the two lenses, and I wish it wasn't that way, because my other lens was a Canon 25 to 105 millimeter. I think that's what it is. I'm not sure. 24 to 105, I think. And that's a zoom lens. So for the zoom shots, I had to use that one. So I think I switched them about 4 times in the making of this, because I was stupid. I really should have just swept the entire area with one lens and then switched the other ones and blah, blah, blah. Like for this shot, for instance, this was done on the zoom lens. So while I was filming this, a family was... this was done at the 14 millimeter. I'm sorry. Anyway, who cares about lenses? Why am I going on about lenses? Man, you could really see the deterioration of the rock work here, though. I forget what his name is, but he did some incredible rock work for River Country, and like it's just all of his rock work is completely just rusting it. Like, look at that. Absolutely insane. Anyway, while I was there, this family... Oh, also, too, the pool has been filled in to eliminate the spread of the Zika virus. Allegedly. I don't think it's ever been announced. While I was making this, and I went through this clip where I said that they filled it in due to Zika, I did look it up. I don't think Disney has ever officially announced why they filled it in, but I'm pretty sure that's the reason. So while I was there, a family, I was on one of the picnic benches, switching a lens, and a family came up to me and asked me what I was doing. And I said, oh, well, I do some YouTube stuff. I'm just filming River Country right now. And they said, oh, that's really cool. You know, the reason why we're here is because we saw someone on YouTube talk about this. And this was, I think, it was a mother, her mother. So it was a mother and a grandmother, and then 2 boys. And I said, oh, that's really cool. And I think they said something to make me think that it wasn't my video, so I didn't really look into it, or I didn't really ask them about it that much. And they quoted, the mother said, "Oh, well, you know, this YouTuber said that it's like buying 2 Lamborghini or 2 Ferraris and burning a BMW," or whatever I said in my abandoned video. I said, "Oh, hey, that's cool. That was actually my video." So it was very, very, very cool to meet this family that actually knew my video and was actually at River Country because of my video. I thought that was really, really freaking cool. So later on, this family was walking out of the park, and they came across this cast member. And he was a very nice man. He was a very nice Swedish man. I think that was his nationality. And I had my tripod on with my Canon 6D on top of the tripod, and I extended the legs of the tripod and I hoisted it up over the fence, and that's how I got those over the fence shots that are a little later in the video. Like, or right here, yeah, these over the fence shots were done with me just holding my freaking heavy tripod and camera and microphone over the fence. It was so goddamn heavy, and I needed to rest it on the fence. And I was afraid that the cast member approached me. I watched the family talk to him, and then the cast member walked over to me, and I was like, ah, shit. He saw me with my tripod, hoisting it over the fence, like crap. He comes up to me, and he asked me, "Hey, well, what are you doing?" And I said, "Oh, well, you know, I'm just shooting a documentary of River Country right now." And he says, "Oh, that's very, very cool. How about I go to my supervisor and we can see if we can get you some permission to go inside. And at first I thought, I was like, yeah, there's no way. You know, there's absolutely no way they're going to let anyone in this place. Come on. And I don't know. I just said, sure. You know what? Why not? So I carry my massively heavy camera and I leave all my stuff. I leave all my other equipment on the picnic bench at River Country. I didn't know how far we were going to go. We walked all the way to the Fort Wilderness Coast Guard area, the dock where the ferries come in, and I sat there for a little while, and he came out and he said, oh, well, you know, none of my supervisors in here can help you with this, but you can call this number. And he gives me the number, and I call the supervisor of the supervisors, and I ask him, well, hey, you know, this is what I said, these guys told me to call you. And he's like, yeah, I'm not sure. He was the director. I don't know. I forget his title. Director of Fort Wilderness or something. He oversees all operations at Fort Wilderness. And he told me, he tells me that he's not even allowed in River Country. And if he's ever caught in River Country, it'll be an immediate termination of his job. I was like, oh God, all right. And he said, all right, well, this is what I can do. I'm going to hook you up with Disney Media Relations. I was like, come on. so he calls me back. He says, okay. So I talked to Disney's Media Relations, and he said, he was very quick. He said, no one's allowed to go in River Country. You're not allowed to go in River Country. I'm sorry. And he hangs up. It's like, Jesus Christ, what the hell? So God, man, I don't know. They're really strict. They're really strict on River Country, I'll tell you that. And I think the video's wrapping up soon. So I'll tell you this one last story. And when I was talking to the Swedish man, he told me that he was talking to me about Discovery Island. And he said, well, if any guests or cast members are caught there, it's an instant termination. And I asked him, well, is there any construction going on there? He said, no, there's nothing going on right there. But there was a spread of a very intrusive species. I forget what it was, but he said it was a very intrusive species. And he said the way they got them off the island was by firing fireworks at the island to eliminate them from the island. I was like, wow, really? So apparently that's their tactics of removing invasive species. So anyway, this is wrapping up the video. This is some of the B-roll footage from two different sources, and then wrapping it up with the Mouseketeers River Country video from, I think, 1977. So this is some very old stuff. And I love the cut to black, and you can hear the VCR static in the background. And then it cuts to this very low saturation shot of the ferry to River Country, ferry to Magic Kingdom. And overall, I had a lot of fun making it. It was difficult to film, that's for sure. I'm not used to the Florida heat. But anyway, that's my commentary of this video. Hopefully you enjoy the video. The link will be in the description below to go view it. Thanks for listening to my commentary. If you'd like to hear more of these for other videos, let me know, and I might just do that. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and goodbye.